It's preparing the live. I'll let you know when it's
Okay. All right.
actually
Well,
live.
I have not been this nervous in the longest time. This is crazy.
I appreciate you doing this.
I just hope I do a good job. If
You
not,
are.
do it over. I wish we were doing it not live and then showing it so you could edit. But
It's okay. I mean, if it's terrible, we'll just take it out of the.
it won't be
It won't
terrible.
be terrible. See? Exactly.
I'm definitely going to do some self tanner and glow though, and I'm in need of some Botox desperately.
I know. I just got mine a couple, I don't know, month and a half ago. So I've got another month and a half to go.
I just figured why do it? Why do it when you're on lockdown? It's like
I know, because I'm on video all the time.
yeah.
Okay, we're going to go live. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Mindset Monday. I'm Christine. And this week, I have a very special guest with me. Erin Chaves and I have known each other for quite some time. In fact, we've been involved in similar businesses before. That's how we got to know each other. And Erin came to our program, Align and Design Your Life, to help get some clarity around her business and the direction it was going in. But what she got from the program was so much more. And her story has been such a huge inspiration to me and to the other members of our program. And I just had to have her come on Mindset Monday and on the podcast and just talk about the power of choice and about what's possible for you when it comes to your overall well-being. So your health and vitality. And I don't want to give too much away because Erin's story is it's so remarkable. And yet, knowing the work that we do, it wasn't totally surprising to me. I think it was more surprising to Erin. But I'm going to let her tell the story. I'm not going to give too much away. So, Erin, thank you so much for being with me here on Mindset Monday and on the podcast. I really appreciate you coming to share your story and to help others to see what is possible for them just beyond their business. So, let's just start with a little introduction. Can you tell us who you are, what you do, and who you serve?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Chavez, and I first just want to say that I am so honored and thrilled to have been asked to give my story because I have just had such amazing changes that I know we're going to go into later. So, first off, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a pet mom. I currently live in Michigan, although I'm really a California girl at heart. I've had quite a very different life with different careers and different paths. And my latest path was in the health and wellness business, working mostly from home and online, which worked into my lifestyle really well. And my primary people that I serve are women and a few men who are wanting to get healthier, transitioning to a more plant or all plant-based diet, which is really, really important to me since I am a plant-based person. And I'm also a harpist, so I do some harp work here and there, not full time, but it's really very fulfilling, and that's me. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Love it. Thank you. So, when you came to the alignment tribe, what was it that you were struggling with the most?
Well, I really was a hot mess when I came to the alignment.
Oh,
Um, I have some chronic medical conditions that I've had for 20 plus years. I'm not going to go into that. It's a boring story. But over time it just wears you down, wears you down, wears you down. And I was not finding joy in my business. I was struggling a lot. I did not really know what direction to go, although I do love to do it. There were certain aspects of it that I didn't enjoy. And I was really struggling with fatigue and foggy brain and these other things for my chronic fatigue issue, medical issues. And so when it was suggested to me by a colleague that I join the program, I don't want to say that I was desperate or at the end of my rope, but that's kind of how it felt.
Mm.
And it just instinctually, I knew that I had to do something drastic to make a change. So that's when I talked to you and told you what my goals were, which are not, huge, lofty goals. And you said, oh, sure, we can do that. So, and we didn't really get into anything other than the business aspect at that time.
Right. Yeah. So when you and I first talked, you were in a position where it was really about your business, right?
Mhm.
And finding what it is about your business that would help you grow, right? So it was because of course there's aspects of every business that we don't all love, right? But when we have a passion for what we do, we can often work through the parts we don't love, and we were going to work on that. How do we get you to a place where you're doing what you love, learning, maybe building a team, learning how to delete things or delegate things or automate things, which is a big part of what we talk about. But it was very much, we were going to work on your business, right? We were going to get you to a place where your business was growing and scaling, and you were creating a lot more income with your business. And I don't even remember in our initial conversations if we talked too much about where you were health wise, other than I think maybe there was some talk of like part of the reason you maybe weren't where you wanted to be was because you were tired or dealing with some fatigue. But that wasn't like the major thing that we initially talked about.
Yeah.
So when you came into the program, what was it that you were really hoping to get out of it? What was your desire when you first said yes?
Strictly to have more direction and organization in my business.
Okay.
Like, where could I felt like I was stalled. Where could I go? What would be the next step? What should be the things that I should do? Yeah, I didn't talk about my health issues or any of that other chronic fatigue stuff because I was coming to you as a business person to a business person, and that's
Mhm.
what I thought the program was all just for, was for growing my business.
Yeah. And that's definitely the entry point that we have for people coming into the program, whether it's for entrepreneurs or for career minded, that, we talk a lot about how we can apply what we learn in the program to growing our businesses. But what happened for you instead? What started happening for you as you started taking the course, coming to the realign process, doing all the things?
I would say the most major shift, because I was taking the course and that was applying strictly to my business. And I honestly, at that point, was very dispassionate about my business. So I
Mm,
wasn't even doing the course very thoroughly or enthusiastically. But I was really interested in the meditations because I do get benefit from meditation, and the realign processes really started striking a chord. Literally, the first session that we had, and when you would say things like, just choose the outcome you want, the just because outcome, it doesn't have to do with work or business, or just what you would love to be doing right now, or what you would love to have your life look like. And I thought, what came to me was, I want to feel good again. I want to
mm,
feel healthy. I want to have energy so that I can have passion and excitement and enjoyment in my life, because I do have a really good life. I have a wonderful family and a great life. And I just had lost passion for my life because I
mm.
was feeling so tired. And I know some people who may have been through menopause, you could kind of equate it to that type of a feeling, like going through menopause, but having it happen for like 20 years. And
Mm.
over time, as you get older and older and do go through menopause as well, it just kind of compiles on itself. And so when I started doing the realigns, that was what my choice was to live a life of health and vitality. And I started moving it into my everyday practices, like all day. Anytime I started to feel lousy or tired or depressed about feeling lousy and tired, I
Yeah.
say, I'm going to choose at this moment to feel healthy. And, I'd be on my walks and I'd feel tired. And I'm going to choose to feel that I am energetic and walking on the beach and full of joy. And it just, like literally after the first session, I started to actually feel more energetic. And it was a process. It wasn't
Hmm.
an overnight thing. And I know I'm still in process for my whole life, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Um, but over time, it's just, I mean, don't even have a word for it. Your health is priceless.
Hmm.
Waking up and feeling good in the morning and like you want to get out of bed and you want to do stuff is priceless. Um, when you don't have that energy, you can't be passionate about work. You can't be passionate about the way you look. You can't be passionate about cleaning and organizing your home. And, so it just is a huge, huge difference.
Yeah. And I think it's one that we don't, we kind of talk about as a society. We talk about health all the time, but we're often talking about weight loss. There's not always an emphasis so much on feeling vital, feeling energized, feeling healthy, and what that looks like from a subconscious perspective. Like, how do we choose that despite the circumstances? How do we choose that? And in the realign process, it's one of our four fundamental choices, because you're right, health and vitality is essential to all the other things. Like you said, when you're feeling energized, when you're feeling vital and healthy, then you have passion for your business. You're able to be present for your family. You're able to enjoy hobbies and other things that you love. You're able to get the work done that needs to be done, whether that's the work in your business, for your career, for your household. The health and vitality is really so central. And we have four fundamental choices that we talk about a lot inside our program. And the other ones are, creating a life you love, living your true nature and purpose, being a powerful creator of your life, and the health and vitality, because you're right, it is so paramount to everything else. So as you started to feel and notice that difference, and that you realized that you had the power to choose it, how did that feel? What did you start saying to yourself about your health and about your power to choose the health for yourself?
I well, exactly what you taught us to say, like choose it and say it. And even if I didn't necessarily believe it in my regular brain, I knew that it was working in my subconscious or my superconscious. And that if I fed my brain with positive messages, that I was going to have positive results because I was having positive results. And when I fed my brain with, I'm tired, I'm never going to feel good again, I don't know what to do with myself, then I just stayed stuck in that bubble and I was just getting more and more stuck. So now, um, if I start feeling that way, I just say I choose to feel good. I choose to feel energetic. I choose to get done what I need to get done. I've actually put more on my plate, but I get more done. And even my husband is like, wow, you have so much energy. How are you just hopping around all day? He's used to certain time of day. I'm just like, okay, I have to go to bed. And so it was really interfering with my life. So the messages um, that I'm putting in my brain are not the messages that were put in there a long time ago, and
Mm.
certainly not the messages I've been putting in my brain for the last 10 years. It's much more positive messages, much more positive. And I do the waking up in the morning and feeling gratitude for your bed, your sheet, your cat, whatever the circumstances may be. My husband laying next to me. Just starting the day off that way, and then starting off the day with the daily meditation, which my husband does with me and loves, has just it just sets your whole tone for your whole day. And when I do that on a daily basis, which I do, I just feel I don't, the energy that it's releasing around and inside of me is amazing. The energy that I'm tapping into, which, I believe is the universal energy that's inside
Mhm.
all of us. And to be able to tap into it and to use it, because I will have these health issues for the rest of my life. They're not something that's going to go away, but they don't have to rule my life anymore. I can be in control of them, and I can still have a fulfilling, passionate life, even despite them.
I love that. It's choosing your thoughts
Mhm.
about your circumstance,
Yeah.
right? Because circumstances are what they are, whether that's what's happening with our health and our bodies, what's happening with our bank account and our business, what's happening with our relationships, what's happening in the world, right? There's circumstances are what they are. Our perception of those circumstances is what creates the life that we live, right? So we can have challenges in our life and we can choose to think only about the challenges, only about how hard it is, only, right? Which is kind of it's the default for a lot of us.
Right.
Or we can say, you know what, these are the circumstances and I choose to feel a different way about it. I choose to see what's here for me. I choose to have a different perspective of this. And it's really amazing what happens when we make those choices on a consistent basis. And you said that, every morning it's a choice,
Mhm.
right? Like these old patterns, our old ways of thinking or feeling or believing, we've established over 20, 30, 40, 50 years of our life unintentionally. In order for us to have a new experience of life, then we have to make new choices consistently in order to change those patterns and make the way that we want to feel and think our new default.
Absolutely. And in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it was an hourly choice.
Yeah.
It was an hourly choice to feel health and vitality and to, release that into the world. Breathe it in and release it out in the morning meditation. And then throughout the day, I would have to continually make that choice.
Yeah.
And it's become to the point where I do it in the morning, and that's usually it. I
Yeah.
don't have to do it on an hourly basis now. It's just me. It's me.
It
I
is
feel
you.
health and vitality, and that's what I have. This
Yes.
thing, and it's just such a liberating and freeing place. So I came into the program with one goal in mind, and I've completely transformed my entire life, which is, it sounds dramatic, but it's not. It's really actually the truth.
Thank you for yeah, I sometimes I tell people that, or we write it in our messaging like transform your life, and people are like, well, that sounds pretty lofty, like that sounds, it must be hyperbole, you're exaggerating, but it really is true. When you know how your mind works, you can get it to work for you, and you can absolutely transform any and all aspects of your life, your health, your relationships, your business, your spiritual life, how you feel about yourself, what you say to yourself, how you feel about your body. Like it's amazing what happens when you can tap into this powerful, powerful mind that you have and learn how to make it work for you.
Exactly. And the realignment sessions are essential for me. Um, I don't just do them once a week. I do them as often as I can. And each time I'm doing them, I change up my just because outcome. I just make it whatever comes to my head that day, and breaking down the resistance that I have to just having a happy and joyous and healthy life has been an interesting process, but it's been an amazing process as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, and Erin's referring to the process that we use inside our program to help us choose what we want out of life and to recognize what's been keeping us from getting that, being that, having that, and giving us a very simple process to let go of all the things that are standing in our way so we can keep choosing what we want. So, yeah, so then it becomes an easier choice. It just, like you said, it just is you. It becomes you.
Right. And it is a simple process. And, all I have to do is sit there and relax and imagine the things that you're telling me to imagine or do in my head. But so it sounds very simple, but actually, I think it's really very scientifically and energetically, spiritually complex, the work that's going on, because the way that I feel after the realignment session is amazing. It's like I don't even have a word for it. It's so uplifting. It's like if you were to have the most awesome spa day in like a 5 minute increment, and you're just like, oh, I feel great. That's you're getting that in like a little 5-10 minute increment, and but the impact is so incredibly wonderful. In the way that it does make you feel, and the way that your life pans out as a result of.
That's awesome.
Mm.
So what's possible for you now?
Oh my gosh, anything. I mean, before the program, I was like, I'm old. I'm too tired. I'm too sick. I don't know what to do. I can't keep my house clean. Now it's opened me up to things that I didn't even know were possible. I've discovered new parts of myself that are flourishing, and I really consider them gifts from
Mhm.
force or spirit. I don't know. That I know will help me helping other people to achieve um, more peace and joy in their life, possibly through a spiritual um, means, which I think would go really well with my health and wellness business. So I haven't incorporated it all in. But that's another thing I've learned, is that it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It can be on my own timeline. I'm really blessed in that I'm at a place in my life where I can take my time about these things and do it the right way and do what feels right. Um, because it's also, the whole process has given me renewed passions in me that I had when I was younger, artistic passions that I had given up and put aside, and they're flourishing now, and it's fun, it's exciting. My husband and I, we do them together. He's loving that, I'm not just having to rest all the time, but we turned our sunroom in, which is fabulous because all windows, we turned it into our art space. And it's just possibilities. Sky's the limit, really. We're just looking forward to also when we can travel again, and we are sort of changing our plans about that. We were going to put it off for several years, and we decided, nope. As soon as
Mm.
everything opens up, we are planning some really fun trips, and it also has changed my attitude about money and finances,
Mm.
because I was always coming from that viewpoint of that there's never enough, or something's going to happen, and it's going to go away. And so I have been able to let go of that worry as well, and say we have plenty. Um, we can spend it. It's okay to spend it. We don't have to feel guilty spending it. We don't have to hoard it, and we can enjoy ourselves. We don't have to save up for this. I don't know what we were saving up for. It's not like we're getting younger. So that was another thing that I had wanted to mention during this talk, because it's so important to me, is letting go of worry. I
Mhm.
grew up in a very worrisome family, and I just thought it was a trait that I had to just live with, that I was going to worry all the time, and about my health, about money, about weight, about my wrinkles, whatever. And
Right.
I don't worry anymore. It's so freeing. And when I start worrying, I can immediately step back from that situation and say, I choose to not worry. Everything is fine. Everything's exactly as it should be. And it's perfect. And I'm perfect just the way I am. I don't have to worry about it.
That's
you
right.
know? Yeah. So my huge, that my health and vitality and my letting go of worry have been my two super life-changing results.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, freedom from worry is it's
Priceless.
remarkable. It can change because again, your circumstances are neutral, right? It's how you're thinking and feeling about them that creates your life. And if you're able to let that go and continually focus on what is here for you and what you're creating and what's possible for you, there's so much freedom there. There's also so much joy. There's so much more abundance. There's possibility. There's opportunity. Just so much more opens up for us. And I'm also happy to hear that you've been sharing this work with your husband. I often recommend that people who come into the program share this with their partners, because your partners, they're your partner, right? They're partnering with you in life, and we want people to be able to grow together and to be able to set these outcomes and these goals and these visions for your life together and move in those directions together. So I'm excited to hear that you two are moving the travel schedule up and not waiting, and just enjoying all of the things that you've already created in your life together. That's so special. I can't wait when it's safe to travel for you to post some pictures on Facebook so we can see where you go. So thank you, Erin, so much for sharing your story with us. And yeah, thank you so much for saying yes to yourself and to the unexpected gifts that came along with doing that. And if people would like to get in touch with you to learn more about the amazing things you're doing with your health and wellness business, and some of the fun activities that you're getting involved with, where can people find you? What's a great place to connect with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook as Erin Turner Chavez. That's my maiden name. And Chavez is with an S, not a Z. Um, and I have a private page that you can ask to be a member of. I know I don't add people unless they ask, but it's
Okay.
Healthy Living from the Inside Out with Erin. And or anybody can call me or text me at any time, especially if you want to hear about my journey through Align and Design, which is 989-277-6373, because you just can't fit in all the amazing stuff in one little tiny talk. And I would shout this from the rooftops to anybody who's even considering that
Thank
you
you.
will not be disappointed. Will not be disappointed. So
Thank you. And we'll put links to your Facebook profile and to your group in the show notes of the podcast. So those who are listening to the podcast can connect with you. And those of you here in Mindset Monday can just connect with Erin on Facebook. She's in this group, so you can find her here and send her a message. And Erin, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm so honored that we've had this opportunity to work together. And I can't wait to see what's next.
thank you, Christina. I love you. And I really, you'll forever be in a huge part of my heart for really
Oh,
returning my life to a really wonderful place of joy that I never knew I could achieve.
oh, thank you.
Welcome.